So we've got a story today that's, well, it's a real puzzle. It starts with a tragic discovery in a quiet village in India, but it's quickly turned into a nationwide mystery. A young man is found dead, and you might think you know where this is going. But trust me, there's one bizarre, almost impossible clue at the scene that has everyone asking the same exact question.
And that question is really the heart of this whole thing. It's what's turned a local tragedy into a national headline. Are we looking at a tragic death or a calculated, cold-blooded murder? Was this a young man's final decision, or was it something far more sinister, staged to look that way?
Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we have to go right to the source. We're heading to the Bahadora area of Ghazipur, which is a district in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. This is where it all begins.
So picture this. It's just a regular morning, people are starting their day, and then everything changes. Some local villagers stumble upon a truly grim sight, a young man's body hanging from a neem tree. You know how it goes in small communities, word spreads like wildfire. And pretty soon, a huge crowd is there just trying to process this awful tragedy.
Now, at first glance, you might think this is a clear-cut, though incredibly sad situation. But then, there's that one detail, one small, super strange detail that just throws a wrench in the whole thing. It completely changes the story and makes you question everything you thought was obvious.
Yeah, there was this one thing that just made zero sense. And here it is. This is the absolute core of the mystery. The young man's mobile phone, it wasn't in his pocket. It wasn't on the ground below him. No, it was found placed. And I mean like carefully placed on a branch high up in the very same tree, pretty far from his body. How does that even happen? You can just imagine the scene. For everyone there, that single detail changed everything.
And for the victim's family, well, that one bizarre detail was all they needed. The moment they saw it, they knew. For them, the conclusion was instant and absolutely certain. This was not what it looked like. This was not a suicide.
Their statement to the police, to the media, was completely blunt. They said, "This is not suicide, it is murder." There's no ambiguity there. They are 100% convinced that their son was killed and that someone deliberately staged the scene to cover it up.
And look, this isn't just a family in grief lashing out. They're pointing to some really specific, kind of chilling things. First and foremost, that phone. I mean, think about it. How could a person climb up a tree, carefully place their phone on a branch, and then take their own life? The logistics just don't add up. On top of that, they're also raising questions about the way the hanging was done, details they say just don't fit with a suicide. And because of all this, they're formally demanding a full-blown murder investigation.
So now you've got the family crying murder, you have this piece of evidence that nobody can explain, all of a sudden the pressure is cranked way up. And it's all falling right on the shoulders of the local police to figure this out.
Okay, so the police are now going by the book. They've kicked off their formal procedure. First step, lock down the scene and gather up all the evidence. Next, the body has been sent for a post-mortem, which is going to be absolutely critical to figure out the actual cause of death. They've officially filed a case, and this is the big one. They're starting to dig into the data on that phone.
And really, that phone has become the single most important piece of evidence in this entire case. Investigators are banking on it. They're hoping that by digging through call logs, text messages, location data, all of it, they can put together a timeline of his last few hours. You know, who is he talking to? Where did he go? The answers to everything are probably locked away right inside that device.
But this story wasn't going to stay local for long. The second those weird details about the phone started getting out, the whole thing just exploded online. It's not just a local police case anymore. It's captured the attention of the entire nation.
And this is just a perfect example of social media in action, right? The hashtag Ghazipur youth case is trending like crazy. You've got people all over the country playing detective, debating every little detail. And it's clear this case has struck a nerve. It's tapping into bigger questions about public safety and whether people can trust local law enforcement. And that's why there's this huge public outcry for justice and for total transparency.
So after all of this, we're right back where we started. It all comes down to that one little device, sitting silently on a tree branch. What secrets is it holding? Was it put there by the young man himself? Or was it put there by his killer, trying to hide a terrible crime?
You know, it's pretty clear that the real answer to the Ghazipur mystery probably isn't on the tree itself. It's inside the device that was sitting right on top of it. The truth is in the digital breadcrumbs, the final calls, the last messages sent. That's where the real story is, just waiting to be pieced together.